The Marketing Funnel Strategy Show. More leads. More sales. More predictability.
Introducing Jared Hyman, sales and marketing expert. Introducing Serena Carly, marketing and outsourcing expert.
Hey there everyone, welcome to the Marketing Funnels and Strategy Show for the 14th of January 2022. Hope everyone's had a fantastic week this week. Today's episode, you guys know the deal. Every single Monday, every single Friday, we come at you 2 times every single week, absolutely free, cost nothing. And the idea of these sessions is to teach you, help you understand, maybe even just make you think a little bit differently when it comes to marketing, when it comes to growing businesses. And these are all my thought patterns, my things we do, things we implement for clients to help them grow. And I'm sure it'll add value to you as well. So there's no fee for this show. All we ask in terms of a fee is if we add some value to you in some way, shape, or form. All we ask is you just share the show with somebody that you think could need to hear it. Comment below, whatever it is that you want to do. That's all we ask. If we add some value to you in some way, shape, or form. On today's episode, I want to talk to you about one particular thing, because if you can just understand this curve, this process, this idea, it could really create a completely new marketplace and so much buzz around your brand that, holy crap, when you launch for new clients, you want new customers, you want to grow your business, it'll completely transform the way that you do things. Now, I had this conversation with a client earlier today, and there's a great brand. It's a female brand that actually does this incredibly well. And each time they go to, when they're using this process, each and every time there's so much build up through the brand that they literally sell out of products and services, sometimes like pretty much products the same day. And this is a very popular brand with females, and it's a very niched product if you actually look at the brand itself. The brand's name is Honey Birdette. I actually watch every single time how this brand launches brand new products. And there's a very specific thing that these guys do every single time that creates so much buzz around their brand, creates so much demand around their brand. And I know previous girlfriends of mine that love this product literally spoke about it like literally it was gospel. And they loved it so much that they're very disappointed when they missed out on particular types of products that were coming out, the exact names of them, everything. Now, this particular brand, what they do is on the front end, what they're doing is you can't just go and buy a lot of their particular products just straight off the shelf, anytime, any day, whatever. Each particular product, when they launch it, it comes with a certain amount of products that they sell. It's a specific set, specifically designed to be able to, and very unique. And at the same point in time, because there's limited supply, what they do is they charge quite high amounts for the product. If you look at it, brands like Versace, all these other types of brands as well, there's so much buildup of, in each particular product. Every product itself is one of a kind. So when you look at it in terms of your business and you look at the way that they're doing things, there's 2 specific main objectives that you look at through this specifically. And all it is demand and supply in terms of pricing. And this is what happens as a result. I'm going to share my screen with this one as well so you guys can understand it. These episodes, I want to keep them short and sharp and, hey, really help you guys understand this in a little bit more depth. So if you look at this document I've got here, I'm just doing this on a PowerPoint, so bear with me. I haven't got any special little boards like some people do. So basically, if you look at it over here, is like this is demand, and this here is supply. or sorry, dollars itself. Oops. Where is it? Cool. This here is, oh, actually, other way around. This one here is, insert, beautiful. Sorry, I'm getting calls as we do this as well. Getting calls at the same time while I'm doing a presentation. Bugger you. So if you look at it here, let's just say this one's demand. Let's say this one on the other side here, insert, is physical dollars. Now, what happens here is this. You guys can have a good laugh at me here as well if you like to, which is fantastic because, you know, my drawing is always so amazing. But you guys will get the point here in a minute. So let's hope this drawing works. So if you look at it here, we've got the bottom being demand. Now, in the early stages of business, and probably some of you as well, you're going to be anywhere along this curve. Okay. Now, this here is meaning, well, actually, I probably should do that the other way around. So when you become more and more in demand, right, what happens, actually, I drew that right, so that's fine. So this here, this is like the price. This is how a lot of people start up. People say here is like, say, the market or something, right? And I don't know how people come up with the market. It's just, you know, whatever it is. So what's happening is, you know, most people, or, you know, speaking with a business just yesterday, they said usually I sit around 70% demand, right? So there's usually around, you know, full, like their business is 70% full. There's usually about 30% there that they kind of leave for new clients and all that sort of stuff, which is all good and great, right? Whatever it is. But, you know, where it sits in terms of demand, like they're usually sitting around sort of this process here. So usually they're charging what the market charges, and they're usually sitting around, you know, 70%, 50%, 60%. Some people are even less. But then if you look at like sort of, I guess, dollars that you probably charge, sorry, so this is dollars that people are usually charging. This here being the demand side of things. So if you look at dollars as also like supply as well, right? So usually you've got in the early stages, and this is where a lot of businesses kind of sit, right? They kind of sit around in the early stages. In this point, they're charging a lot, and they've got plenty of supply of products, right? But as further you go down the aspect, right, as the supply starts to go down, right, the demand starts to go up, okay? What also goes up is what you can actually charge for a product or service as well. So if there's very limited stock, okay, you can actually charge very high prices for products and services as well, because there's a limited availability of what it is that you can actually do. So, you know, when we bring on board businesses that are either brand spanking new or have plenty of capacity, what we got to do is we got to take it from sort of wherever they're sitting around here, which is generally charging very, very small prices, or potentially not even what they're worth. You know, a lot of people in these points go, oh, what's the profit? All these types of things, which I had another conversation with someone else just recently about too. But, you know, hey, if you're not generating huge amounts of revenue in a business, profit doesn't necessarily matter, because there's no revenue to start with. You need revenue in order to create profits. Okay, so people worry about things before they even get to them. So what we look at in the early stages, and I don't know where you guys sit at the moment, whether you're an in-demand business or you're a not in-demand business, and if you're kind of sitting, you know, if we look at this as in like 3 phases as well, like you might be sitting here, and this is really early stages. you might be reasonably in demand here, where you kind of sit in this point here, or you will be sitting over here in 3. But, as I said, like this Honey Birdette brand, they definitely sit over here, right? Because they've got so much demand right now that, there's heaps of people wanting the products, the services, and things like that. And they really limit the whole supply of those products and everything as well. So like when they launch their marketing campaigns, they're generally selling out a lot of their products and services within 24 hours. That's what they're doing. Like, it's just insanity. I watch the amount of people just get really, really excited about it. They sell out a lot of their new products and things like that within 24 hours. So, in the early stages, people sort of sit around this stage where they charge very small amounts for their products and services. And there's plenty of room to be able to, and plenty of supply and room in their calendar to be able to help. So if you kind of see yourself in this boat where you are charging very small amounts and you know that you're charging very small amounts, and that's okay in the early stages, right? You've got to get proof that you can produce a really good product, service, getting some people to post about you and all these types of things in the early stages, right? Once you've kind of done that process, you can start, increasing prices as the demand curve starts to go up. And as a result, when demand is there and you've got plenty of it, you can start cutting things like supply and all that type of stuff as well. So I better write this one up here as well for you all too, so you can kind of get the picture. And it might be worth you watching this particular live a few times as well, because it'll just help you understand it all a little bit better. Because a large percentage of what you're looking to do in business is to be able to create more demand for your product than you can actually serve, which then puts you in a really good point, because you can then go, okay, I can only serve 5, 10, 15, 200, whatever it is, people per month. There's already existing people here that already come in every single month and stuff like that. Hey, I've opened 2 spots. Hey, I've opened 3 spots. We've got 2 people. We've got 1 person left that can take a spot in our calendar for tomorrow, these types of things. Once the demand's there, you can charge a lot more for your products and services. And as a result, you can retain a lot more profits. You can retain a lot more customers, because people won't want to go, right? They won't want to leave and go to another particular, whatever, hair salon, beauty salon, gym, whatever it is that you're running, physio, chiro, business consulting business, whether you're a life coach, health coach, whatever it is the hell you are. The idea is to create so much demand that it's more than what your business can handle. So then you can get to a point where you can start charging exactly what it is that you need to charge in order to be able to, increase profits and all these different types of things first. So, everyone all starts at number 1. There's different strategies for each one of these. The strategies remain very similar, but slightly different strategies and different things that you'll use. And points that you'll have within your marketing, within your sales process and strategy and things like that, as well as you continue to grow. If you look at it, a lot of these big brands, luxurious brands, they've got shop fronts which don't know how much stock they're going to get. So there's already a fair bit of scarcity when people walk into the shop to go, well, shit, I better make a decision on this product because I can't exactly go somewhere else and get it. And this is the whole idea. If you want your business to be a commodity, right, you just continue being across this sort of 2 curve, right? This is sort of the commoditized area through here. Once you get to 3, you can start sort of charging whatever you want. But the key is to get yourself to that point. And I think there's sometimes a little bit of like, a little bit of delusion as well with people as well, because they don't understand that, hey, everyone's kind of started at this point and you got to build it up to a certain point. You get in a bit of delusion when you get to this point because you're like, people just need to do this, right? And I can fix this, I can do this, blah, 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 blah. But, in these early stages, you're very limited in resources, right? It's never a lack of resources. It's a lack of resourcefulness. You can always find resources, but you've got to work with what you've got in front of you to be able to strategically be able to go, okay, how do I move myself from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3? There's 30 plus different strategies that you can use to be able to increase that demand, to be able to increase a lot more business and a lot more hype around your product, your service, all these types of things. Because I tell you what, the mentality of your customers and clients when they get to this point, it will be very, very different as opposed to where they are at stage 1 and 2. And I know as a business right now, we are at that stage 3 point now as well, where we can, we are very limited in the amount of people that we can work with every single month. And because of the amount of work that we put in with every particular type of client that's involved, that's the reason why we're capped, because we just can't do any more, right? And that's okay. Yes, we can go and hire more people and do all these different things, right? Which a lot of people say, but, finding people and training people up to the certain level of expertise to be able to really do this so we can expand that capacity is a completely different story, right? So with every business or for whatever stage you're in at business, this is the curb that you want to go down. Starting stage 1, filling your calendars, getting them full, right? Creating the demand. And then when the demand's there and there's a lot more, demand than you can supply, we just start cutting supply, charging more for the services. And then, because of the amount of limited spots that we do have available, we can do things like increase prices, all these different things, different marketing campaigns to be able to fill small little bits in calendars, to be able to generate more profits through the services that you provide, etc. Right? So it takes time, energy, and effort, and resources, money to be able to do this type of stuff. Not huge amounts, right? Not huge amounts. So that's what it is. If you can really understand how to create this for your business, this is when you create your own marketplace of raving fans of people that want to do business with you, that will then not want to stop doing business with you, because if you do, if they do leave you, then they know that there's going to be a huge wait list to be able to potentially get back on with you again, which a lot of them don't want to do. So, but the key is here too, is you do have to have a really good product and service as well, because that is what also talks. Because when you get to this sort of stage 3 where there's more demand than you can supply and you can charge larger amounts for it, right? That's when you can create a huge amount of referral business on the back end of this as well. But that also comes with having a really good product, a really good service, to be able to get people to talk about you, so that you can literally not have to spend huge amounts on advertising and things like that as well, right? But if you are spending huge amounts on advertising, holy shit, what will happen as a result will be that you'll just amplify your brand in some way, shape, or form as a result of what it is that you're doing. Okay, it's when you can get huge amounts of growth as opposed to small amounts, which is super exciting. So, guys, go back, watch this video again, watch it again and again and again, get it, understand it. If you got some questions, just let us know below in the comments as well. We'd love to hear from you. If you're watching this on YouTube or any other form as well, just comment below. Otherwise, there might be a link here above or below the video that you can go on to book an appointment so you can see exactly how this works for you. As I said, there's 30-odd different ways for you to be able to help create this demand. So there's more than one way to skin the cat. It's just basically how are we going to do it? What are we going to do? What's the process? What's your business? Where's your business at? Where does it sit in these 3 little points? And how can we get it to move further up the curve? Peace out, guys. Thank you so much for joining in, and super excited to see you guys really kick some goals in 2022 and pumped for that. If you remember this one thing as well, it would be super beneficial to you, because if you do not fight for your own freedom, absolutely nobody else will. So every single day you must get out there. Every single day you must take action. Every single day you must make it happen. Remember to be the warrior. I'll see you guys on Monday, 1 p.m. Perth time, and I'll be sharing some more nuggets and wisdom around all of this for you as well. Peace, guys. Speak to you soon.